There we go. So we have the warrior, which is looking very tempo warrior at the moment, versus Naivo's aggro or mid-range shaman. So the shamans are starting to come out the woodwork a little bit now. We had kind of a lack of shaman at the start of this tournament. As we get to its end, the players at the top are representing the class. Of course, warrior's been doing pretty well, with Lael getting a win with his patron warrior, which is kind of the warrior of old. I'm pretty sure only patron loyalists will stick to it. People like Crane, people like Sol. And this has a hogger in it. Now, Stan Sifka's Yogg Saron control warrior was running the old hogger. So I'm curious to see how this has found a place in this deck. I guess there's a lot of whirlwind interactions, so it can generate a lot of 2/2 tokens. So now Johnny needs to consider what he values more. Does he value the body or does he value the card draw? And he goes for the minion, getting that slime. And I prefer that. I think going for the slam would have been very greedy. And this is aggro shaman. We see an Argent Horse Rider. So good old face shaman for the semi-finals.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
And he has protected what he thought his Tunnel Trog, but now with the Fiery War Axe pickup, this can be cleared up pretty nicely. Question is, does he just want to go for Throbbing Berserker instead? Maybe save the Fiery War Axe for something else. So Fiery War Axe is not mana efficient, that's the only problem. I don't mind Throbbing. It might get cleared out. Abusive Sergeant would be one of the better things to clear out. The second Argent Horse Rider. But decides to go with the War Axe. Don't want to deal with any Tunnel Trog nonsense. The one thing Johnny is going to need to find soon is an Execute to deal with that Faceless.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Second Argent Horse Rider, second Fiery War Axe. So Throbbing can come down, you can clear out the 2/1 and get a 3/4 out of it, which isn't too bad. Is there anything else you could go for? I wouldn't want to use a Whirlwind just yet. Well, actually, you could use a Whirlwind. If you want to clear the whole board, you can go Throbbing, Whirlwind, and then hit it with the Fiery War Axe, and that's a full board clear. Considering slamming the Divine Shield for draw, I think I like Throbbing Whirlwind, personally. And you gain 1, 2, 3 attack from the Whirlwind and an extra 1 attack from the weapon hit. And that Throbbing then lines up beautifully against the Faceless if you go for that play. So that's something to consider. That will be dropped next turn by the Shaman. And he does go for it, so lining up against that Faceless for next turn. I mean, he's only a 5/3 at this point, but combined with the Slam, that will be enough to take it down. Double Doomhammer in Naivo's hand, not the best thing to pick up back to back. He does have the Rock Biter available to him when he wants to get that final bit of burst damage pushed through. But if he goes for the Faceless this turn, he doesn't get to develop a Doomhammer next turn. But it looks like he's decided to go for the Rock Biter to clear out the Throbbing, knowing that Faceless is very vulnerable with an Abusive and Totem.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
So Crocon Elite gets picked up. Do you push for damage with this, or do you trade into the 2/1? I guess that's the question. Looking at, he's eyeing up the Totem. So now Doomhammer will most likely come down, and he'll be able to play the Faceless the next turn, the back of the 6 mana. But it's only 2 overload. So developing a Doomhammer then a 7/7 straight after is not bad at all. Ravaging Ghoul off the top, that's very nice. Gets to clip that 2-1. To decide if he goes for the armor up or the War Axe, but goes for the War Axe instead. I saw Rock Biter earlier, so perhaps not too afraid of that Doomhammer picking up too much damage. But I speak way too soon, and a Rock Biter comes off the top. It's not going to set up lethal for this turn, but it's coming. It's coming in the future. No execute. So now the choice is, do you go for Hogger for protection? But this doesn't have taunt, that's the problem. It needs to generate, so I think you have to go for the slam and pray there's an execute. Johnny's 3-0 streak might come to an end in the first game of the semi-final. And Dayam420 has gone into the other semi-final, playing against Lael, and we'll see one of those guys in the next match. So we have all our HCT point earners currently, have been decided throughout the tournament. So he does get to clear up that Flame Rift, but still not enough for lethal for Naivo just yet. He does need 1 extra damage to finish this game off. But with the second Flame Rift Faceless, and of course the 10 damage coming from this Doomhammer, it's going to be very difficult for Johnny to win this game. Yeah, there's not looking like a way out here for Johnny. And Johnny's streak is ended as Naivo takes the first game 1-0 lead. And the 3-0 tyrant Johnny once was is over. It's a thing of the past now. He needs to win this game with a 3-0 crushing victory. And Naivo's now in the driving seat for going into the grand finals, having a shot at those 3 HCT points. So a pretty rough game there for Johnny to start things off in his first semi-final. Omeno spoke to me after the game saying he never gets good luck when he's on stream, and he doesn't want me to cast him ever again. I didn't take it personally. He just doesn't like to be on stream. So maybe Johnny's feeling a couple of nerves here going into the semi-finals, knowing there's a lot of HCT points on the line. So both these players are a bit of mystery to me. I don't know either of them. Johnny is Portuguese and Naivo is German, if I am correct. So I have to see what other decks Johnny has to try and come back from this, or if Naivo just going to be the one that ends Johnny's perfect tournament. So the Warrior's coming back out, and it's looking like Zulok coming from Naivo. So 2 very aggressive decks so far. Fiery Wax is always a brilliant pickup, and the Fierce Monkey. So he has ways to handle the starting aggression from the Zulok at least. And there is Fireworks going to be able to deal with that. Now this matchup is generally quite good for the Temple Warrior because of all the little bits of damage they can deal through their spells, like Blood to Ichor, Slams, for example. And of course, like the Ravaging Ghoul, clearing out the Forbidden Tentacles,
protects me.
and just helping with general clearing of the board. And then as you get later onto the tempo, Warrior's arsenal starts packing stuff like Ragnaros, speaking of the devil, Varian. I've done this a lot today. How does this even happen? I'll talk about something and then the play of that turn draws it. So this is going to demand an abusive sergeant to stop additional draws coming from this Acolyte of Pain. I can still go for a Flame Imp here, or maybe a Direwolf Alpha if you want to be mana efficient. But Naivo is going to take the slower route and just goes for a tap. And the monkey! See, Mukula's not even used. I think Fierce Monkey is really the king of the jungle. Very early power overwhelming. And we see a Bilefin Tidehunter coming into the hand of Naivo. And Reynard, in an interview, which is on GosuGamers, if you head over to GosuGamers, there's an interview with Reynard. He talks about this card. And he thinks it's one of the kind of the hidden gems of the expansion so far. And that's a really nice clear. And this is what I was talking about, being able to use those spells just to get that little bit more damage to be able to clear out a minion completely. So defenses have been set up, but that slam will take out the Direwolf Alpha and keep the Crocon alive. Could run the slime into the Flame Imp and then just set the Bloodhoof Brave. And things are starting to look good for this warrior all of a sudden. A 2/6 is not easy for a Zulot to punch through these days. Especially without any kind of instant spell damage, which they had in the previous format. Implosion was quite a loss to them. Well, there's the Tentacles, Implosion's kind of replacement. It doesn't really pack the same impact as Implosion once did. So now everything feels kind of bad from the minions in hand because they just activate Bloodhoof. There's Varian as well. Whirlwind does deal with this very nicely, but you unfortunately have to throw away the Crocon. But you get to run 5 damage to the face. You could hold on to it. Like, is there any indication that Naivo has what he needs to clear this Brave? And again, this Brave is just going to stick around. The Taunt will help a little bit, slow things down. Tap last. A little unfortunate there. And Ragnaros is probably going to come down and fire off a shot somewhere. Where's it gonna go? It hits the 2-1. That's not too bad. A 2-1 soaking 8 damage. Naivo just going on full defense mode with these taunts. They don't have a lot of power, but they're keeping them in the game at the moment. But another Whirlwind effect will change that. Taking down to 10 health. Armorsmith probably into Hogger.
Armor made to fit.
Where will this rag shot go? Hits the Flame Imp. So Peddler could find an overwhelming, but I don't really know if that's going to be enough. Oh, there's no overwhelming. Drop the Infiltrator. Gets the Sea Giant for free. But has to clear out this Bloodhoof Brave, which is given armor thanks to that Armor Smith. Hoping for the best here. Well, that's a good start. Hits into the face, and Grom will finish it off. So, tied at 1-1 by Johnny with his Temple Warrior, taking out the Zulok of Naivo. So Johnny still got some fight in him. He may have lost his 3-0 streak that he built, but he's not going out without a fight. And taking a win with that Temple Warrior is a good start. He did lose in the previous game to the Aggro Shaman, but now both the Temple Warrior and the Aggro Shaman can't be played again, as this is Conquest. We will see the Zulok again, but the rest of Johnny's decks are a mystery to me, as well as Naivo as well. We haven't seen either of these players on stream at all, or ever, in the GosuCup. But they are going right back into it, so this is one apiece. And the Shaman comes out from Johnny, and Naivo sticks with the Zulok.
For Doomhammer.
So the Fire Elementals indicate this is a mid-range Shaman. Oh, Alec, yeah, definitely indicates that. And we see Bilefin Tidehunter in here. So maybe Johnny was reading that article with Reynad and taking some tips. So we've had 4 Shaman decks on stream today, and the 3 of them, they're all different. Apart from one, the Bloodless Shaman, which has had 2 decks. We've had a Mid Shaman, a Bloodless Shaman, and an Aggro Shaman. I'm just really impressed with the variety coming from the community right now. Coin into Rockbiter. I'm very afraid of Abusive Sergeant sees Trogs, especially when a Voidwalker's on the board. But Knife Juggler is going to be a little awkward to deal with. And gets a very nice interaction with the Balefin Tidehunter, being able to take them out with knives. Johnny's going to need an Overload card if he wants to clear out a Knife Juggler, but Naivo might play a little scared now. He might just go for the double Villager and set the Knife Juggler next turn to guarantee those daggers. I think regardless of... I think the safest play here is the Villager route. Just play 2 Villagers, because then next turn, when the Balefin Tidehunter comes down, things will get quite hairy for Johnny if he gets some good daggers. We have a Leroy in Naivo's variation as well, so probably no Doom Guards. Just going for the kind of Flood variation of Zoo. Those, oh, there is a Bloodlust. Okay, so we have had 3 Bloodlust Shamans today. See, now you want to pop open a... Yeah, you needed to pop one of those open because that's 1 less knife. Huh, interesting. I think Naivo made a little bit of a misplay there.
Put this apple on your head.
He missed the dagger. Lightning Storm almost feels excessive here. But it depends how much you want to protect this Tunnel Trog. If you go for Lightning Storm, your next turn is probably going to be Totem, unless you draw something. If you go for Tuskar Totemic, at least you develop more board, but you don't clear the Knife Juggler. And the Knife Juggler will clear the Tunnel Trog next turn. Yep, there's a lot of investment in this Tunnel Trog. It's a very small board to be Lightning Storming. So Voidwalker into Argus. And the deal here is to protect it from the Tunnel Trog. So Tuskar Totemic would potentially make a Flame Tongue Totem and allow him to clear out the 2/4. I don't see much of a problem with this. It's a bit of a gamble, but you still develop a lot of minions. However, the Voidwalker alone can't take out the Tunnel Trog. I don't know about Flame Raft there. Oh yeah, actually, Flame Raft is really good. It's not it doesn't curve out very well, but it allows the clear of the 2/4. And now, how does Zulok deal with a 7/7? They drop an 8/8. Which will now get hexed. But gonna push 7 damage first. The very good top deck for Johnny there.
That's incredible.
Buying or selling.
Ooh, is the Seeker worth picking up? There's a lot of stuff that can be played in the next couple of turns. And you've seen a Lightning Storm. Could have positioned a little better there. So we could have pushed some damage with the hexed minion. The little frog.
Did you bring some fish?
And Johnny's response is, I'll just play loads of guys too.
Did you bring some fish?
And draws into another Manatide Totem, so there's a lot of card draw in Johnny's hand. So Overwhelming will deal with the 7/6. The 7/6 got the hit into the face, so it did a lot of damage and cost a lot of resources for Naivo. So now the wolf and the peddler can clear at the totem. Draw totem. Ah, it doesn't prioritize it. Prioritizing the minions with attack and ritual to replenish the board.
That was a mistake.
Onyxia! Wow. This is like proper Bloodlust. Late game Bloodlust. Got some next level Bloodlust tech going on here. So now it needs to make room for the Sea Giant. Can play it for free at this point. However, if he doesn't clear all the totems, Bloodlust is going to do a lot of damage in the future. I'm a little curious on the Leroy. Not entirely sure what the plan was. Just kind of push for 6 and hope. Oh, he is going to clear out totem. Okay. Hex again. So this little toad on the board was a Sea Giant once upon a time. Potentially the second Sea Giant is going to become a Toad as well. I mean, you can double Feral Spirits into Hex. It's pretty devastating. And that Manatine Totem is going to continue to draw cards. And Leroy on his own isn't going to be enough to punch through that. And with a Lightning Storm being picked up, any overextension made by Naivo is going to be too much. Bloodlust next turn as well, so he needs to clear so many minions to stay alive. And there we go. That is not enough. He still needs one more damage. 3, 2, 3. Oh no, these are, what am I talking about? These have attack. I was viewing them as totems for some reason. But yep, that's going to be it. So Johnny takes a 2-1 lead with Onyxia Bloodlust Shaman. Didn't get to see Onyxia in all her glory, but maybe next time. So just one more game for Johnny to head into the grand finals. Let's see if we have any results from the other semi that's being played right now. So Lael has taken a 1-0 lead over Dam for 20. So that match is still going on. We got to see what Lael was capable of in the previous game against Omeno. So this could potentially be the final game if Johnny takes the win, and he will move on to the grand finals. One of these players is walking away with 1 HCT point, and another player is guaranteed 2.
Your soul shall be mine.
I will fight with honor.
So now we've moved on to our favorite control paladin. And Zulok is being picked up once again by Naivo.
Job's done.
So Naivo has a pretty good start. Has a strong curve. See a coin into Knife Juggler for the start for Naivo. Could have just played on curve. I don't see the benefit of having... I guess having the Knife Juggler out early allows you to clear 1/1s with daggers, potentially. Oh, that actually worked out really well for him with the Argent Squire. Oh, missed. Oh, and he hit. Nice start for Naivo, picking up that extra 1-drop. So if you just play a dude, it gets daggered. So Aldo Peacekeeper is coming down to try and take out that Knife Juggler in the very near future. Alright, so now the... Well, the Councilman might have been able to do that on his own. I would have used the Councilman first. And if the dagger from the Councilman cleared it out, you would have kept the Divine Shield.
This document looks legally binding.
So now a big Knife Juggler turn can come down. Could pop open the 1/1. Yeah, pop open the 1/1 now if you want. Oh no, this is a better way to do it. Yeah, do it this way, and then you'll get the buffs, and all the daggers go face, and then that 5/5 can clear out the demon that arises. It is not time for equality consecration just yet, which is really tough. So consecration to stay alive, and that is game. Yep, that's gonna be game with Leroy Jenkins. That was very quick. Gonna get 12 damage from just the Councilman and the Leroy alone. And of course the additional damage that's going to come from the 1/1s and the knife. So tied up 2-2 very fast with a very strong zoo opener. That knife juggler play, it was very heads up from Naivo, handling the 1-drops that come from that hero power. So well played from Naivo there, Tim, coming back very swiftly. And now we're up to the last game, and one of these players is definitely going to walk away with 1 point, and the other has the potential of earning 2 if he wins the grand finals. And we know there's control paladin coming from Johnny. We'll have to see what Naivo has as his last deck. So if he matches up really well, could help him get that win and go into the finals. Or he could get a bad matchup because they have kind of announced their classes already. We'll have to see. If it's a control paladin mirror, oh man, we're gonna be in for a long one. See if the scores have changed for the other semi-final. No, Dam and Lale are still 1-0. Alright, so these guys are ready to rock and roll. Who will go to the grand finals of the GosuCup 6? We are about to find out. So we have a warrior from Naivo. And it's a tempo warrior by the looks of things so far. Could still be patron. But so far looking very tempo-ish. I like to keep it the true silver. Got the coin. Help clear out stuff like frothing berserkers. Keeper of Alderman is a card that's still used, usually one-offs, but lost a lot of popularity after Secret Paladin kind of cycled out. I mean, I wonder if anyone's even tried Secret Paladin. I know I haven't. If any of you guys have tried Secret Paladin, let me know in chat and tell me how it goes. In this current in the standard mode.
Reporting for duty.
So Acolyte Pain would usually get some nice draws back to this 1/1, but Coin True Silver will probably be the play unless he goes for Coin Keeper of Alderman to gain some board advantage. Yeah, he's gone for the Alderman, which is interesting because Alderman has a lot more utility than what it's doing here. True Silver does the same job, but you get to keep the second weapon charge for next turn. I guess the question is, what do you play next turn? Are you going to play Alderman anyway? But this is actually patron, the patron variation. Johnny was rocking the tempo and Naivo's rocking the patron, so old versus new. So just hero power or just develop the True Silver ready. I like just playing True Silver. Just get it down, get it ready. Let Naivo know that you're not messing around. She goes for the swing to the face, very aggressive. He's sitting on the second True Silver champion, so he may think he might have an opportunity to push damage at this point.
For the war chief.
So now this makes a patron board. I would have went for Doomsayer there. I was surprised he went for Acolyte Pain, because turn 6 is a perfect turn for patron with Inner Age Whirlwind, which we're about to find out. And there's no big clear just yet. Equality plus Pyro or Consecration will be needed to deal with this. He does have True Silver, so he can clear out 1/3/3. So he can clear out 1/3/3, maybe develop a Doomsayer or two to try and take care of the rest of them. But with double Ravaging Ghoul in hand, it's going to be very hard to keep these patrons at bay without the board clear. Double Doomsayer. I don't know if double Doomsayer is going to be enough. 5. Yeah, double Doomsayer would probably lock out this board without an execute. One Doomsayer is not quite enough. Because if you Aldor any of these, anything on the board can still clear 1. So I like going for the double there. So 5 damage into the 1. Actually, no, you can deal with this. You'd run the 5 damage into the 1 Doomsayer. You drop the Ravaging Ghoul, not first. You drop the Ravaging Ghoul, that does the additional 1 damage to the second one to line up the 2 patrons of free attack. And then you could even drop the next Ravaging Ghoul. I think you have to, actually. Yeah, you have to drop the next Ravaging Ghoul to clear out the last one. Or use the blood. I think the second Ravaging Ghoul's a little all in. I think you could just go for Whirl. Yeah, I think Whirlwind's a lot better than just armor up. Because Ravaging Ghoul gives you a minion at least, and you still haven't seen equality, Pyro equality Consecration. And you're assuming he doesn't have it at this point. Or this Consecration, so he is close. It might just be True Silver, one of the free frees. I don't know. I think Kane might have been better there. Because at least with Kane, you demand an answer to it, or it's just going to start picking off patrons. And here comes the second round of patrons. Well, the third round of patrons, actually. Armor up pass? No. Gonna get some extras. So if equality comes off the top now, Johnny has a chance to stay in the game. Equality didn't, but the board is full, so a consecrate... Wait, you consecrate first? I should have consecrated first, can't generate any more patrons. But this way does deal with it as well. I could have saved the silence if he had needed it. So that's a way Johnny's got back into this game. I think Finley is a pretty good pickup here, especially if you get Warlock hero power. You can start drawing more, digging deeper into that deck. Oh, Warlock and Steady Shot. The thing with Steady Shot is Steady Shot can get out healed through Forbidden Healing. I mean, Forbidden Healing does tremendous amounts of healing anyway. Life Tap, on the other hand, just lets you get more resources to pump the damage when you need to. Oh, Kodo would be so good if it hits a 2-6. And looks like Johnny's going to roll the dice. Oh, and he finds it. So I think you can be a little bit more... I think you can be a little greedier now and go for that Twilight Summoner. Unless you're going to play around... You can play around Grom as well. If you play around Grom, you heal... It's 2 for each mana you spend, so you heal to 8. So you do heal out of range of Grom. But you can be much greedier if you want to. Go for the Twilight, but doesn't want to get hit by that Grom. And no pickup so far, so tap first, then blood on Finley to Battle Rage. And there's Grom. Execute number 1 going down on the Kodo. Taps. Should have tapped first, would have got some extra power on that throw-in. So this puts Johnny within lethal range, on board, and with the Grom in hand. Don't know if the Zop is enough. Yeah, I think it was just a bit too hasty with that healing.
Well played.
But Grom is going to finish us off, and Johnny's streak has been finished. And Naivo is going to be your first grand finalist. Johnny walks away from the tournament with 1 HCT point, and Naivo has the opportunity to win 3 in the last round. So that was a pretty close game from both players. I think the control power of the match was pretty tough for him. He didn't have like the full ball clear when he needed it. However, I feel like the lack, holding back on investing too much on that patron board would have made things a little easier for Naivo as well. So not bad, a pretty good play from both players, I would say. And Naivo will be your first finalist. So let's just see how the other game is doing, if they're updating the scores. It's just 1-0 according to the bracket so far. They might have done more than that, they might have not, I'm not sure. So we'll go to a break, and while we set up the grand final, so don't go anywhere with the last game of the stream, and we'll see who takes away those 3 HCT points and becomes the GosuCup HCT 6 champion. Be back soon.